Hi, good morning. Today I'll be giving some discussion on the topic dealing with the problems of motivation in the classroom. In my discussion, it is expected, of course, that I'll be giving the definition of motivation, a very brief background of the problem, and also some categories of the students, and lastly, some strategies that can address the problems of motivation in the classroom. Motivation refers to getting someone moving. When we motivate ourselves or when we motivate someone else, we develop incentives or we set up conditions that could either start or stop behavior. In education, motivation deals with the problem of setting up conditions so that learners can perform to the best of their abilities in academic setup. We often motivate learners by helping them develop an expectancy that a benefit will occur as a result of their participation in instructional experience. In short, motivation is concerned with the factors that can stimulate or inhibit the desire to engage in a behavior. According to Beach 2010, many teachers are being faced with difficulty teaching academically diverse students in the classrooms. These classrooms may contain students who have no interest in the subjects or students who are disrupting class because they are not being stimulated. It is indeed a challenge to teach students who lack academic preparation and motivation to learn. This seems to be present among college students where the predominant problem of motivation exists. Therefore, it is but none other than the role of the exemplary instructional faculty leader who is expected to manage classroom effectively in measuring and assessing teaching and learning for success. At this point, I would like to support the claim of Donovan A. McFarlane in his journal in 2010, where he stated that there are two categories of students that are of particular concern: the unmotivated and the undermotivated. Students under the unmotivated category seem to lack any motivation or inclination to learn because they seem not wanting to learn at all. However, and on the other hand, other motivated students value learning so much. It is their ardent desire to learn. However, they do not apply themselves and display minimal drive or effort. The problem becomes even a greater challenge when perceived characteristics or attitudes and behaviors of students in the unmotivated and undermotivated category occur simultaneously in the same mind and body. Now, the fact that this job becomes much more difficult as the pressure for student academic success rests heavily on instructional faculty. Faculty must try to reach each of these unique students and categorically design an approach that can effectively communicate the subject matter to students from such a vast social, cultural, intellectual, academic, and educational backgrounds. And this, of course, is not an easy task. With this problem at rest, I think it is both necessary, beneficial, and practical for teachers to create proactive and conscious strategies that can lessen, if not totally eradicate, the problems of motivation in the classroom. I would like to adopt one of the strategies proposed by Zoltan Dornier of the University of Nottingham in the UK on his research entitled Creating a Motivating Classroom Environment. The strategy is maintaining and protecting motivation. This strategy is composed of 6 areas which I believe are very relevant and practical to a particular college classroom setting. The first one is making learning stimulating and enjoyable. The second is presenting tasks in a motivating way. The third is setting specific learner goals. The fourth one is protecting learners' self-esteem and self-confidence. The fifth one is creating learner autonomy. And the last one is promoting self-motivating learner strategies. The first two areas, making learning stimulating and enjoyable, presenting tasks in a motivating way, are very relevant if we will be using the theory of multiple intelligences by Howard Gardner. In this particular theory, I believe it is both necessary and beneficial and also practical, of course, to use collaborative learning strategies. It is where students who excel in music, students who excel in arts and in different fields, of course, would gain success in the particular task handed over by the teacher in the classroom. On the third part, setting specific learner goals, I believe, of course, teachers need to set their specific goals on the targeted outcome expected to get in a particular task handed over by the teacher. Of course, teachers need always to be prepared in setting these goals and, of course, in setting the standards with regard to the hows and whys of the assessment of and assessment for learning of the student. The next one is, of course, protecting learners' self-esteem and self-confidence. If, of course, the tone in a particular classroom setup has been set, of course, students basically would gain self-esteem and self-confidence that would, of course, benefit them in order that they may be able to finish and soon, of course, provide a very meaningful and successful outcome or product in a particular targeted goal in that task. With that particular notion, creating learner autonomy will be achieved, of course, given that each individual will, of course, have to be given specific roles in a task, in a collaborative task, specifically when the teacher has set these all in a particular classroom. And after all, I believe promoting self-motivating learner strategies would be beneficial and practical if and when these first 5 steps have been achieved by the learner. However, Dornier emphasized that in this strategy, motivation needs to be actively nurtured. Otherwise, we will lose sight of the goal, or students would get bored and tired every now and then of the same activity the teacher is giving away. Just in the same manner that we are composing songs, we would like, of course, to make to get sharp notes or flat notes. It is until such time, of course, that we will be able to create and compose the perfect melody. And in the same manner, teachers, of course, are expected to devise different strategies, learning strategies, until such time that students will be able to achieve promoting self-motivating learner strategies. And in that particular area, of course, we would feel success in the goal that the teacher has set for that particular activity. Finally, there are really vast collection of techniques and strategies that can be used in the classroom every now and then. However, we need to be very specific and careful in choosing which strategies will be applied in that particular day. We have to think, of course, as to whether these strategies and techniques are beneficial, practical, and necessary for the learners on that particular creative circumstance. Thank you very much, and God bless us all.